Welcome to the BBC's...
Last year's general election programme, as most of us would have seen it. If you're blind, of course, it was more like this. But apart from not seeing the story unfold, there's of course no reason whatsoever why such a disability would exclude you from the process, providing you've registered to vote. And there's the issue. So this is the government's own website, and it boasts that it only takes about 5 minutes to register to vote individually, which is what the government wants us all to do. It points out you need a bit of data about yourself. You can register by post. You can even get the service in Welsh. It points out that you are, if you're a Crown servant, a diplomat, for example, or in the armed forces, there are separate forms. What it doesn't mention anywhere is any information you could look up and advise for a friend who is blind about how to register to vote. Nowhere, nothing, not a phone number, not a system. And that, some people say, points to a wider problem about how easy it's being made for people to register to vote.
If there was cross-party support for electronic voting and automatic registration, it would help a lot more people participate in democracy. Personally, I think young disabled people can find it quite a turn-off if they can't vote in secret, or if information that they need to educate themselves about politics is inaccessible.
For the record, blind people can call their local council's elections officer and organise to be registered. But so far many haven't, meaning their voice is not going to be heard. But are the government turning a blind eye to a wider problem? The change to individual voter registration also means that, according to Bite the Ballot, over 800,000 people seem to have disappeared from the previous electoral roll, and they're not happy with the government's explanations.
Well, at the moment, we're making it as difficult rather than as easy as possible to register and to vote. In other words, we're making our democracy as awkward for people as we can.
And here's the damning bit. Yes, he's a former Labour cabinet minister, now a Lord, but he suspects it's political.
Well, there's no doubt whatsoever that changing boundaries, removing the number of members of Parliament, precluding trade unions from funding parties who are fighting in our democracy, and changing the whole registration system, which has already resulted in large numbers dropping off, has to be seen in the context of a government that believes that what's best for it is best for the nation.